If you're watching this video, I'm imagining that you're feeling some level of frustration in your life. Maybe there is a sensation of lack in your financial sector. Maybe you're looking for a new job and you can't quite find it. You just keep on sending in those applications, but it's not hitting yet. Or you're feeling that you want to be in a love relationship, but it never seems to be quite the right one. Or your health could be doing better, right? You could be more abundant in your health sector. Whatever it is, whatever the reason you're watching this video, I'm here to tell you that whatever it is that you want to manifest together with the Creator, you will be able to do. My name is Marie and welcome to my channel. We have a lot of new subscribers and viewers, so I'm so happy that you're here. I'm welcoming you in with all of my heart, and I'm so excited that you're part of this beautiful community of like-minded people. We're a beautiful tribe here. So I really wanted to shoot this video because I have now done 100 days of meditation with Joe Dispenzas' beautiful meditation that I downloaded on his website. It's called Tuning into New Potentials. And by the way, you can download any of his beautiful, meditations that he has. I'm not saying this is better than anything else, but this is the one that I felt drawn to. And the reason I did it is because I was speaking to a friend of mine who had started to do it, and she was talking to me about all the things that she was able to manifest into her life. She got a new job and she had this beautiful place by the lake, and part of me was thinking, yeah, she's able to do it, but it's not going to work for me. And then, however, I decided I'm going to give it a go. Like, I'm going to give this a shot. Like, what's the worst that can happen? It's not going to work? Okay. That's like, I'm used to that, right? We're all used to that. We're all used to like trying new things and not really getting to work ultimately perfectly the way we want. So I gave it a go. And I've been documenting my progress, and I'm going to leave all the videos below here for you guys to browse and see how it's been going. But what I wanted to do now, since it's been 100 days, is to kind of summarize my experience. So I really want to start from scratch because it's a beautiful thing, and I want to convince you in this video that you can do it as well. Like, you're gonna have this little nagging voice in your head that's saying, oh, Marie was able to do it, but I'm not gonna be able to. And she's on YouTube, so, right? I'm different, but I'm not different. And in this process, I've been able to speak to at least 10 people in my circle, in my friends, people that I know from before who've been watching these videos, and convince them also to start. And they are starting to report back to me the things that they are able to manifest as well. So believe me when I tell you, it's gonna work for you, right? So what I've been realizing throughout this process is that abundance, and this is going to sound triggering, but it's fundamental to our well-being. It's fundamental to who we are. Like, if we feel any type of lack in our life, that's not normal. Like, that's not how we were made to operate. We were made to operate to feel safe, to feel like we have a lot of everything, great health, lots of abundance in relationships, lots of money, lots of love, like all the things that we are designed to have in our lives, those are the things that we're supposed to have, right? We're supposed to be able to co-create with the universe to create all these things in our life. But it doesn't feel that way, right? And why doesn't it feel that way? Because we're stuck in this kind of loop, and I was too, stuck in this loop of thinking, well, I'm really never going to have enough money. I don't know if I'm going to have the kind of friends that I want. I have a beautiful relationship. I have an amazing family and husband. So in that area, I felt very abundant to begin with. But this process brought me more abundance in that area. I feel more connected to my husband. I feel more connected to my friends that I've experienced becoming close to me in this process, as well as my children. So even if you previously have things, you're going to feel more abundant in those areas as well. I promise you. And this base layer of abundance, what I've realized in this process, is the most important things for us to create, right? Because if we feel like we have everything, we feel like things are going to come to me, I can feel safe, I can relax because I'm continually attracting new things into my life. And I don't know how it's going to come in, but it's going to come in somehow, right? For example, we choose money. It can come in through a paycheck, but it can also come in through like somebody buying the car that you're trying to sell. It could come in through, for example, I manifested a spa bath completely for free. Like somebody didn't want it. I had a friend who brought it over here. I had another friend who's an electrician. Bada bing, bada boom, within 1 week, there was a spa bath outside on our veranda, which is like incredible, right? So abundance can come in so many different forms. It doesn't always have to be, here's a dollar bill, here's a check, here's something, right? There's so many different ways. So for you to be able to create this base layer of abundance in your life, in all the areas of your life where you can feel safe, where your nervous system starts to relax, I feel like that's number one for us, right? Because we're so used to living in a world where we don't feel safe. There's all this violence, there's all these things going on. We always feel like we're constantly behind and we're constantly trying to scrape together our paycheck. We never in the relationship that we want, right? So we're constantly feeling like there are things to be had, but I can't have them, right? And when we feel like that, we're coming from a place of not having that energy. And that's exactly how this process works, right? So with the Joe Dispenza meditations, you actually bring forth the energy that you want to experience, and then everything is attracted to you. So for me, I started doing it immediately. The first time I did it, I started feeling more spacious. I started feeling more magnetic, right? Because I'm kind of using my technology in my system that, by the way, we already have, but Joe Dispenza is allowing us to connect into it to understand how we can do it. And I use a little story for you. For example, if you use your technology, but you don't really know that you have it, you can still heal, right? Like for example, I came out of a very long relationship. And then after that, my knew that you need to find yourself first, right? I was tuning into that energy that Joe Dispenza talks about, but I made it so much slower. I had to take 3.5 years to figure out, who am I? How can I get back to my energy? How can I attract a new partner that is more in line with what I want, right? Who I am now. So I have to start working on myself, right? That 3.5 year process, which I needed at the time, could probably have been sped up by like years by me using Joe Dispenza meditations now, right? I can use those then at that hour that I do every day in this meditation to beautifully align myself with the person that I want to become, right? The person who's loving, the person who can trust, the person who wants to invite a new person into their life, right? So there's just so many things that we can do in such a shorter amount of time. So you have the technology, you know how to do it, but Joe Dispenza is reminding you how to do it, right? So when you go ahead and you download a meditation from Joe Dispenza, because all the ones that I found on YouTube, by the way, they're all AI, like they're fake. So those are not going to work. Like those are just somebody putting clips together that have been like hijacked. So it's not the same. They're not at all the same. So you want to invest in buying actually in meditation. And you can do this in other ways too, by the way, but I think that Joe Dispenza has developed such a beautiful kind of way of doing it that it's going to speed up your process tremendously. So you download that and then you start and you do it whenever you feel like it, and you start to create that energy of abundance in your life. So on the first day, you're going to feel different. You start to feel the energy changing in you, and it almost feels tingling. That's why I'm doing this, right? You start to feel you becoming more alive. You becoming more kind of expansive, more energetic. And you start to feel like you're having things, even though you're the same from the day before, right? But you start to feel like, for my case, I was manifesting abundance in the form of money, but also to get to know more people. And I was manifesting health in the terms of, I completely tore off my Achilles tendon. I've talked about that in previous videos too. And I wanted to make sure that it was restored and optimal, like better than before. Like I was talking about it as being 2.0. That's what I wanted. Like I wanted a better Achilles tendon than before. And my physical therapist was like laughing at me, but I was like, is what I want. And that's what I created, by the way. So as I was focusing on this abundance, which you can do also, or you can choose any other area, money started coming in right away. In 2 days, I had a new project. I work as an architect, so another project came in. In a couple weeks, a few more projects came in. I got money from other places. I manifested a spa bath, as I mentioned. I manifested a job. I manifested a bunch of new opportunities. Like, things just came in hard and fast, right? So just be prepared that you're gonna see all the things come to you, and you're gonna be ready to receive it too, because you're gonna feel so different. So day by day, you start to feel more and more energetic. You start to feel like it's almost like you can't really touch it, right? But you start to feel like more alive, more you, more attractive, more open, more receptive, right? And then you get that first kind of like, oh, look, that came in. And then you make sure to be thankful, right? Because thankful is the most important thing that we can be when we want to receive something. Like, being grateful, it's kind of like saying, oh, thank you for already giving me this, right? Thank you for already giving me the thing that I wanted, right? The thing that I'm attracting in. And when it came to my Achilles tendon, it immediately started healing. And I've spoken about that before. Just in a couple of days, I started feeling the foot aligning. I started feeling the leg getting stronger. Now I'm out running in the forest with my dog like there's no tomorrow. I don't even think about it. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh my God, like I hurt myself, but I don't feel it. It's just so powerful. And that started happening immediately. So for me, it really started within the first week. And that gave me the prompt to be like, you got to keep on going. You know how it's so easy to, after a few days, be like, oh, I'm starting to feel better. Let me, kick this habit, right? But I was really determined. And I wanted also to report back to you guys that this really works. So I've been doing videos every single day about the meditation progress. And then I've been doing follow-up videos to show you, to report to you that it really does work. It's not like some woo-woo and it's like, ooh, she was able to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. So let's go back to my friends for a second, because I really want to emphasize on this. So I had a few friends who were like, what's happening with you? Like, how come you feel like you're different? You're floating above everything. You feel so energetic. And I said, this is my secret, right? And I started sharing with them, and I shared with them the website. I was like, log in here, all this stuff. And because they're my friends, they come back and they're like, I don't know, Marie, I feel like, it worked for you, but I don't really feel like it's going to work for me. Like, I don't feel like, and that's our humanness, right? That's the beauty of our humble humanness, where we're always thinking that for other people it works, but it's not going to work for me. And in this case, it's not so beautiful, because then we prevent ourselves from actually doing it or for actually believing in it. And by the way, if you just keep on with this process, if you just keep on doing it every single day, even though you don't believe in it, even though you're like, Marie said that it's going to work, but I don't believe it. Because I was in places where I didn't believe it. I would still meditate, even though I didn't believe it. I would still lay down every morning, every evening, if I pushed it to the evening. And I would still do it. And I started seeing so much abundance show up in my life, so many new people. Like, I've made so many new beautiful friends that are completely aligned with me now. And you guys know who you are, right? And it's almost overwhelming. It's almost overwhelming how quickly this have changed. It's overwhelming for my system, for my mind. It's like, okay, how do I integrate all of this, right? The body is already fine. It's like, yeah, this is great. Let's keep it coming, right? But the mind has to figure out, okay, this is my new reality, right? So that's what you're doing. You're kind of like working with your body, working with your mind to get it used to a new reality, a reality where you can relax, a reality where you're abundant, a reality where whatever you wish for, whatever you're in connection with, will come to you. And I know this is like, we live in the upside down universe, the you inverse, right? So whatever you create in here, whatever emotion, feeling you create in here, which is what Dispenza's meditations do so beautifully, is what you're going to see on the outside. You get magnetically attracted to that thing, and vice versa. It's like the universe can't be like, nope, we're not giving her that. No, because if you have that energy, it has to give it to you, right? And then you feel also, you know how sometimes we can feel like we're unworthy when things show up in our lives, so we start to kind of sabotage it. You're not going to feel like that either. You're going to feel like, yeah, this feels very normal. Like I'm at this, how should I say it? I'm at this energetic level right now. So this level of abundance feels perfectly normal and acceptable to me. Like I feel like I can receive it. And I think that's a very important point as well, because if we're kind of like asking for a lot of things, but not feeling deeply grateful, not having that energy of like, yep, I'm ready to receive this, we're going to push it away automatically, right? So what I'm here to tell you in short, sweet, is the life that you desire, the amount of abundance that you desire, you're the only one that are putting a cap on it. And I know you're not aware of it, because I wasn't either. I thought, well, I want this, so I'm not putting a cap on anything. Like I'm, but I was putting a cap on it because I wasn't ready energetically. I wasn't ready to receive it. And you're probably not either, right? You want that new relationship. You so deeply want a new love in your life, but you're not energetically sending out that feeling. So the universe can't deliver it to you, that you're safe enough to receive that level of love, right? Same thing with money. You're safe, you're open to receive that amount of money, right? You're empowered enough to say, yes, money can come to me. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's fantastic. I'm worth it. And all these things I'm saying are deeply triggering for us because we're so used to living in this mentality of lack. Me included, I'm not above it. So please know that. But what a beautiful world we would create if we all felt safe, if we all felt abundant, if we all felt like, yeah, I have a bunch of wonderful friends, I have this beautiful relationship, I live in an amazing house, I have all this abundance coming to me, I'm a beautifully aligned, loving being. The world would be completely different. And that's why this is so important too, because we change the world one person at a time. So if you choose to pick up this habit and change yourself, then it's going to be a ripple effect where you're going to have 10 friends, 20 friends who ask you, oh my God, what happened to you? Like, how come you're so, you see? And then you're going to be like, yeah, I didn't believe it either. But I was listening to this gal and she was yapping around about this stuff. And I finally decided, fine, I'll do it. And look at me now. Right? So here's my call to action, as people say. Go check out some Joe Dispenza video testimonials. See what people have been able to create. Like people have been able to heal the most amazing things, to create the most amazing abundance for themselves. Watch them so that you can believe, that you can do it too. Because you can heal things within yourself as well. I didn't mention that. Oh, well, I was talking about my Achilles tendon, but that's kind of a small thing in the big scheme of things of what people have been able to heal. People have been able to heal diseases that, according to medicine, are not, you can't, right? People have done it. So, and then go to his website, download one of his videos, or do whatever meditation you want, but make sure you're focusing on your energy level and make sure that you're tuning into what it is that you want. So you got to connect an emotion. Let's say you want abundance. So you connect the emotion of, this is how I'm going to feel. I'm going to feel empowered. I'm going to feel free. I'm going to feel, like I have all this kind of energy about me. And then I tie that emotion into the abundance that I want. Let's say I want, $10,000 a month and I want to be able to work from anywhere in the world. I want to be able to speak my truth, whatever it is, right? Those two things you tie together in a meditation. And you can do that without his meditations as well, right? And then you keep on doing that every single day. And you're going to see with your visualization of what you want to create, it might even be that you're like visualizing yourself in this beautiful place by the beach and you have all this abundance, right? It could be like that too. You do it however you want. You're going to see your life transform and you're going to be raving about it to other people, right? So This is what I wish for you, to feel what it's like to be a tree in the forest. The trees in the forest are never worried about abundance, right? They're just constantly tuning in. We're relearning how to do that now. We're relearning through this technology how to tune into everything so that we can receive abundance. So this is kind of this little life hack that I feel like we need in the in-between time before we've learned to completely just relax as a tree and be like, yep, the sun is going to come. I'm going to get nutrition from the ground. The leaves are going to blow. I'm going to leave them in the fall. I'm getting water. I'm not worried, right? We're going to get there too. But in this in-between space, we need a little help. And in order for our nervous system to relax, I feel like this is what we need. And I feel like this is what every human being needs, to be able to know that they have this beautiful technology in their body that they can use to create a safety and abundance in their life so that we can start to give to other people as well, right? Start to reach out, start to be more open, recreate our world into a beautiful new place. So yeah, you really can have anything that you want in your life. It's just a matter of changing the energy in you so that you can receive it. I'm wishing you a wonderful day. Namaste.